Hello, Gary. I believe I've got your booster fixed for you, and before I do the actual test, I wanted to show you that the brake light switch does work, and the reason for that is because when the machine is on, it's too noisy to hear the volumeter register continuity, and so we got your I got my test leads hooked up to the brake light switch, and I'm going to pressurize the booster. And you can hear we have sound, we have continuity. Turned off release the brake pressure. There we go. Alright, I wanted to get that out of the way since it's going to be noisy. And let's go over some other things here real quick. Now then, when you're installing the booster, be sure to secure the slave cylinder. It's just screwed into the faceplate and it's got this jam nut right here, but you're going to have to put a fair amount of pressure on this fitting to keep it from leaking, and so be sure to use a big wrench on the flats. That's why they gave you the flats on either side of the slave cylinder. Put a wrench on there and hold this steady while you tighten your fittings right here. Alright, what we're going to be looking at is the booster vacuum side. We've got two gauges right here. Both gauges are going to register vacuum when I turn the machine on, and in fact, I didn't show you the machine. This is the booster testing machine. So as soon as I turn the vacuum on, both gauges are going to go up and register the vacuum that my pump can produce. And as the booster is activated, this gauge will go to 0, and when it reaches 0, you've got full activation of the booster, meaning your foot is completely on the brake, pressing all the way, fully engaging the booster. This side we've got the hydraulic, and what we've got over here, input. Both of these gauges are tied together, and this gauge goes up, maxes out, and this gauge reads final input pressure, which is a function of my master cylinder on the booster. Output is what the booster will put out, and this gauge, these two are tied together. This gauge goes up, reads maximum pressure here, and then this gauge will read final pressure when it's under boost. Right now we're going to check it without boost, and which means that the booster brake fluid comes in from the bottom, goes out through the nose, and without any vacuum boost involved, the booster simply bypasses the fluid. Whatever comes in the booster goes right back out, and the booster is inert and doesn't do anything. And I will show you that because we'll have an input pressure here which should also be equal to our output pressure. Okay, you notice we got 350 input right here. We've got 350 out, and a little over 3 right there. And the gauges are leaking down because my master cylinder is leaking internally. So 350, 350, 350, and a little over 350 right there. Now then, in terms of testing, this port right here on the top of your booster is one that you can access anytime that you want to. You simply unscrew the plug that's in there and you hook up your vacuum line to it. And this vacuum line is the one that goes to this gauge right here, so that all you have to do is put a vacuum gauge on your booster. As you press on the brake, the more you press on the brake, the closer the vacuum gauge should go to 0. And you can check that your booster's working. Obviously, you've got to have the car running. Trying to think. This is your check valve. We cleaned it up. It's okay. So here we go with the test. Is fully engaged. Come over here to this side. Got 350, 350, and almost 900 right there. Now we'll recycle it. You can see the gauges Also, what we can do at this time is we check for leaks. It's easier to talk without that noise. Anyway, checking for leaks of the bleed screws, none, and the joint right here. Checking there's no leaks right there. And none at the brake light switch. Remember, the brake light switch is on a pipe thread, a tapered thread, and you don't need to screw this in all the way. You just need to screw it in until it doesn't leak. That is a good booster that does not squeal and does not leak. I think we got you all taken care of. Thanks for sending it to us.